Hipka started purely because of that, because of Sheila and me drinking obscene amounts of wine because of Wine Society of India. I still remember our conversation. We'd come back from one of the one of the Wine Society events. We were pissed drunk, and iPhones were just like, we all had just got iPhones that time. And Sheila was like, dude, I want to make an app. And I was like, I want to make an app. And like, what do we make an app about? And then we're like, yeah, we're wine drinkers and there's no information on wine. And that's where the whole Hipcast idea stemmed from. So yeah, I think a lot of these kind of things led me to where I am.
So it's interesting you brought up Hipcast in this conversation. So you have, obviously your palette is kind of expanded from the time you put just grounds in water.
Not only that, when I was shooting for that book and finally that book got the launch of that book was happening. I was there for the event, and because it was a book on the industry by the industry, every alcohol company had put up their bars right at the dinner. And I remember having like a really expensive single malt and just adding thumbs up to it. And I remember everyone giving me the looks, like, "What are you doing?" So I've come from that.
That's heresy. Like how would you do that?
Yeah. So I've come from that, trying to dissolve beans in water and having really expensive whiskey with thumbs up.
So Hipcast was something you started in 2014, or prior, was it 2014?
I think around 2014. Oh, yeah.
Because I remember 2013 when I tried to do an app. I think there are literally 3 software developers in the country who could do something. So Android itself was not popular. iOS, I'm sure nobody even had iPhones to even think about it. How did? Of course, I mean there was land grab happening in the US. People were creating apps left, right, and center. People wanted to do different things. They started offering different things, but there wasn't enough users on the platform for them to be able to see skyrocketing growth. What was your experience? Because alcohol, I would imagine, is everybody loves, alcohol. And what was Hipcast actually?
So I don't know what we were smoking that time to think of launching a wine app for iOS users in India, in Bombay, that time. But that's how it all started. I think that time, so Sheila came from a tech background. I knew zero about tech. And I was like, yeah, cool, how difficult will it be? Let's make an app. So we got an iOS developer, we got someone to do backend, and I was like, cool, amazing. What are the timelines? They said 3 months. I was like, cool, everything looks good. And you're 9 months in and nothing's ready, right? So I think that time the idea was that we launch app first because we thought a lot of the questions people have about wine would be at a restaurant or at a wine shop. So the information ultimately should be accessible on a phone. That was our rationale to go about an app. And that time also apps were not, websites were not that web optimized. Like half of the things you can perhaps pull off today on a site, right? Or half the apps are web pages inside anyways. They're not, a lot of them are not really native. So that time making an iOS app seemed the way for us. And I think we never even thought of Android that way. I think Android was really looked down upon, especially at that time, because there were no really well-rounded devices, right?
And that's right. There were tons of issues with Android, except they were cheap.
Yeah, and developing for Android was so much of a pain, right? Things were not standardized. Like it was way easier to develop for iOS than Android. You had to test on various devices. All of that stuff was a pain. The app basically cataloged all wines available in the country, and it gave you tasting notes. It told you what to have it with. You could sort by price. So the whole idea eventually was twofold. Ultimately, we should be able to influence a purchase decision, and ultimately, we should be able to fulfill the order. So to take it in today's context, and I've been getting messages left, right, and center saying, dude, start Hipcast, alcohol deliveries are allowed. Firstly, alcohol deliveries are only allowed temporary till we're in this situation. There is no law or no order that it's a permanent thing.
You think it's a stopgap arrangement?
100%. Everyone's made it very clear that this is a temporary arrangement till things are happening. And people are posting stuff, right? And like how I was explaining to you on my comment that you still can't pay online. You're still paying COD or with a card machine at your home.
That's right.
So our idea was that which could also be applicable tomorrow if online deliveries actually start, that I can be the layer who can tell you what to buy and where to buy it from. So if I become that discovery layer on top, fulfillment can be by whoever. It can be by Amazon, it can be by Zomato, Swiggy. That's not my concern because I don't want to get into last mile. The whole idea was that with Hipcast that ultimately we should be the resource people come to when they want to figure out what to buy and where to then buy it from. That was predominantly what we wanted to solve for.